Welcome to All Things Moore County, Moore County's weekly radio show highlighting the many facets of the Sandhills. That includes real estate, lifestyle, community and neighborhoods. And now from 4 Properties, here's your host, Bill Sahadi.
Good morning and welcome to the talk show, All Things Moore County. Dorothy, it's April and we have a lot of events going on.
It's a busy month.
Yeah, spring is here now, finally.
Finally.
Springfest is a week or so away.
Mm-hmm.
So we are absolutely transitioning into probably one of the most active seasons of our year. And we're going to actually have 3 different guests on today to talk about 3 unrelated but all very timely topics.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be speaking later in the show about the event coming up on Saturday, the 28th of April. The Women of the Pines are having an annual rummage sale.
Oh.
Yep, and the Women of the Pines supports a ton of charities and nonprofits in Moore County, many of which have been on the show in the past. And we're going to be speaking with Jan Minoff. And we're also going to be speaking with Rebecca Gomes, who has a company called Pinehurst Concierge Services.
Mm-hmm.
It is a business that is set up to make a lot of people here make their lives a lot easier by providing a ton of services that go beyond just house-related,
Mm-hmm.
but something that a lot of people, I think, will have a lot of interest in hearing about. Pinehurst Concierge Services. But we're going to start the show. We're going to be speaking for all the first half of the show about the Junior League of Moore County. And we have with us President-elect Cynthia Davis, who has lived in Moore County for 3 years. We're not just going to talk about the Junior League as a big picture. We're going to talk about some of the specific programs and things that they espouse and support. And we hope that as a result of the conversation, a lot of people who might have a misconception about what the Junior League is and what it does, they're not going to have that misconception when we're done speaking this morning. Cynthia, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming by. And a couple of years ago, we actually did do a show with the Junior League on a specific project I think they were associated with. The Junior League is not just a finishing society. It's not a debutante ball. It's not a grooming. As you're laughing as I say this because you probably have heard this from other people.
We have.
Why is there such a misperception about the Junior League?
Originally, that's what it was.
How long ago did it start?
1901.
Okay.
It was originally started in New York City with Mary Harriman.
Right.
She was our founder and just trying to do something nice in the community with her spare time.
Right. And the Junior League started out as was it a finishing? What was their premise then, and what is it now?
No, it was always about community service, but the women might have been the women who had the opportunity to serve the community, so might have been a higher class woman.
You've been here for 3 years.
Yes.
Prior to being here, though, you were involved in the Junior League where you came from?
Yes.
Where was that?
So I started with the Junior League in 1989 in Princeton, New Jersey.
Oh, really?
And was there for most of my career. And the last 3 years I was living in Los Angeles, so I joined the Junior League of Los Angeles, and now I've transferred here.
I spent a lot of my childhood in Princeton, New Jersey. I grew up in Bergen County, New Jersey, and I had an aunt and an uncle who lived there. I used to play basketball at the Jadwin Gym down there with my cousin, and I had some cousins who actually taught at the Princeton Day School.
Yes.
Small world, I had no idea.
Yes.
Okay. So Southern Pinehurst, kind of like Princeton used to be, in a way. People think of New Jersey and they think, oh my God, you live in New Jersey? Yeah, but there's some beautiful spots. Princeton was certainly one of them. So you were involved in the Junior League there. You came here to Moore County. What brought you here?
My husband works for Golf Pride at this point.
Okay.
So he runs the R&D team there.
Okay. And you have been with the Junior League here. And now president-elect, so you're committed, obviously.
Yes.
What is a Junior League doing in Moore County that people need to know about that they might not know about?
Well, first of all, our mission statement, and I'm going to read it so that I get it, word for word, but it's an organization of women committed to promoting volunteerism, developing the potential of women, and improving communities through effective action and leadership of trained volunteers. So we work in the community, in underserved communities, helping children, helping women who...
I lost. Did I lose my volume? Probably. It's okay. There are so many different nonprofits in Moore County, and there are so many people here that serve others. Junior League is one of those organizations. Have you ever seen a community that has so much, where there's so much cooperation amongst its citizens to help one another?
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. The women here really are committed to helping each other, to raising each other up, and to working together, collaborating to make it a better place. When we partner with some of the other organizations, there are always other volunteers there who are ready, willing, and able to help.
What are some of the things that the Junior League has done in the last couple of years since you've been here?
So we have a couple of signature projects. Academy for Success works with middle school and high school girls who are underserved and maybe at risk. And we teach them about nutrition and self-esteem and etiquette and how to look someone in the eye and shake their hand and the basic things they need to succeed. We're also working with them to build resumes, write thank you notes,
Nice.
Very simple, important things.
If you get and what age group are you addressing?
In this project, middle school and high school girls.
So if you get them to look eyeball to eyeball with someone and shake their hand, that means they can't be looking at a cell phone and texting, huh?
Absolutely.
Because that is not social interaction, is it?
Not at all.
Not the way we learned and the way we grew up. My dad used to hit me in the back of the head if I shook someone's hand. He said, "Shake his hand harder, make it firm, look him in the eye." And I would say, "Get out of my face." But our parents did encourage eyeball to eyeball. And self-esteem that's how you build your self-esteem, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the community outreach project, it also sounds like it's a mentoring program.
Absolutely. So we work with these young ladies and raise them up, and they know that they can rely on us, and we mentor them.
How do you find them?
There's schools. So we have help in the community, and we have a community research team who goes out into the community to determine and establish needs.
Okay. And that's an ongoing program right now.
Yes.
What other programs?
One of the other programs we work with, and this is a Junior League national initiative, is Kids in the Kitchen, as obesity continues to be a huge challenge in the U.S.
Right.
So just teaching young kids about health and nutrition and eating fresh vegetables and gardening and just improving their diet overall.
Do you partner on some of these programs with the school system?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good partner to have.
So
they give you a gateway to get in.
Well, and we do it at Springfest. We'll be there with the farmers, and we'll help little people with tomato plants and making salsa. And
so you'll be at Springfest next week.
The Junior League will be at Springfest next week.
Perfect. You'll have a booth there.
We will.
Okay, that is a joy of living in this area, isn't it? That weekend, that Springfest weekend.
Absolutely.
Everybody gets out.
Everybody comes out. It's great.
Tell me about the membership.
So we have 3 categories of membership. The new group is called Provisionals, and we give them a year of training to learn about the Junior League and, again, reach out into the community, establish needs, and figure out how we can effectively reach the community. And then after the first year, they're called Actives, and an active member has a certain amount of responsibility to the community, giving back, leading projects, organizing. But the main focus of the Junior League is to create effective leaders in our community through trainings. So we give women the opportunity to learn about a new skill set, for instance, bookkeeping or taxes, running an effective meeting in half the time, those types of skills.
Right, and the age group of the members, they must run a huge gamut.
They have a huge gamut. And then the third group is the sustainers, and those are the women who have done their volunteer work and they choose to step back. They help us financially, and they support us in every way.
Right.
But yes, so the age group, you need to be 21 because we serve alcohol at some of our events. But
No,
after
I
that,
did not know that. Okay.
After that, there's no limit. You can join at any age after 21 and stay as long as you like.
You have to raise funds.
Yes.
to be viable.
Yes,
And you run a couple of fundraisers each year.
we do.
Yeah.
So at this point, we run 2 fundraisers. The fall fundraiser is a cornhole tournament, and that's usually in late September. And we just had our Wine in the Pines, which we ran this year at Weymouth Center,
Nice.
and a wine tasting from around the world, and had some food. And
Weymouth Center is a pretty awesome place.
oh, it's fantastic!
Isn't
Another
it?
501c3.
Right. It's really a great venue to stage everything. So to become a member, there's a cost involved.
Yes.
Okay. Can we talk about that just a little bit? We can't. Maybe. You made a face. It's okay. If we can't, we can't.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes. So there's a membership fee. It's in the $100 range, $150 range, somewhere in that ballpark.
But you're a nonprofit.
We are a 501c3.
So so the monies go to keeping everything viable and strong, and it makes sense. But it's very moderate to get in. And you have a website that people can go to.
We do have a website.
Sure.
Where we have a Facebook page. So if you are interested in more information, reach out to us through Facebook.
Okay.
The Junior League of Moore County.
Okay. I'm writing all this down. And do you have the website committed to memory? Not everybody does, surprisingly, when they come in.
jlmcnc.org.
So people can go on there and find out information. At Springfest this year, your mission with the booth, is it to educate and to recruit?
Yes.
Okay.
So to, educate folks about what we do in the community, who we interact with, how we're able to make a difference. And again, we'll be working with young people and tomatoes, maybe making some salsa. There might be some salsa involved that the farmers donate to us so that we can work with the kids.
Okay.
Which is teaching nutritional values to young boys and girls.
And you get also involved with the Boys and Girls Club as well?
We have done events with the Boys and Girls Club, holiday events.
A Friend to Friend, I see.
Friend to Friend is another organization with whom we partner.
Yeah, and the Sand Hills Community College scholarship funds, the education for some of the adolescents in the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you guys have your hands into a lot of different pots and it's all reciprocal here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all giving back to our community. All the money goes right back into Moore County.
Yeah. Living here for 3 years, is it amazing how quickly you can connect in Moore County and form a network?
It's amazing.
Right?
It really is just a welcoming community. We have found a lot of happiness here.
Yeah, no anonymity here. You get yourself out there right away. And you do, you hold meetings, in a lot of local restaurants? Is that what you also do?
Well, yes, we support local as well. So we hold meetings in social and local restaurants. We have meetings in the Care Cottage, which is part of the Village Chapel in Pinehurst. And, we're always looking out into the community to find other places where we can support, host, have fun, socialize.
Well, tell me a little bit about an upcoming project. It's a pilot program that you have, and when you submitted some of the information to me, I have to be honest, it was something I was not aware of. I didn't even know it was a thing, and you smile again. Are you getting the same reaction from other people? Because I said, it didn't click.
So some of the new group that joins the Junior League work with the hospital and determined that there was a need in our community for a safe sleeping initiative for newborns. And when we did some research, we found out that Finland has a safe sleep initiative. So every newborn goes home with a baby box, so a safe sleeping box for their newborn child, so that folks are not co-sleeping. Because the challenge is, of course, a parent would roll over and smother a newborn in bed. So the Safe Sleeping Initiative is a cardboard box, a simple cardboard box, and a mattress where the newborn can sleep and be safe.
And this is a program that addresses an infant up to a certain age?
Infant mortality, we're trying to
6
eliminate
months.
infant mortality.
So obviously this had to come out of some unfortunate experiences to prevent things that might have occurred.
Yes, in 2016, an average of 331 babies were born each day in North Carolina. On those days, 2 of those babies died. Oh. That resulted in an overall infant mortality rate that was 7.2 deaths per every 1,000 babies born.
And here too. And So these mortalities came as a result of being suffocated?
Well,
smothered?
various challenges along the way, but
Yeah.
North Carolina, it has one of the worst infant mortality rates in the nation, ranked seventh from the bottom.
I'm trying to think why that is. Is it because so much of North Carolina is rural? I don't know. I'm just
Again,
a
I think there are a
question.
variety of factors that are
Yeah.
involved, but with this Safe Sleep initiative, the parents are given the opportunity to go online and watch some videos and learn some important information about keeping their sweet child safe.
right. So you bring a newborn home.
Yes.
And what I remember from my day is there was a little bassinet or sort of like a little, but it's sort of like a box, except it was done in as a bed. It's the same thing with the box, is what you're saying.
Similar thing. Yes, absolutely. A safe place for the child to sleep.
And they need they need it for the first 6 months of their life.
Well, they need a safe sleeping spot always and forever, but the first 6 months are crucial. And
Okay.
so getting them a box in which they can spend those first 6 months to keep them safe.
It sounds like this is also part of an education process because so many people might not be familiar with this.
So we've reached out to the entire community, the prenatal care givers.
Yes.
And so we're spreading our brochures there
Yes.
and giving the doctors, nurses, physicians the opportunity to encourage women, pregnant women, to go on our website, fill in the survey, watch the videos, and then they will qualify for a free box.
Okay. And you're saying you have a flyer here. How can I get a free baby box? And if you go to babiesneedboxes.org, you click on the tab Baby Box Programs and choose North Carolina.
Yes.
From there, you select the correct event and follow the instructions, so it's pretty intuitive.
It is.
Okay. And there are pickup times. There's a pickup time and location at the Monroe Auditorium in Pinehurst on the 19th of May from 1 to 4.
Yes.
So this is something that you are trying to recruit now, and the Spring Fest will be a great platform from which you can get the word out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Once you see the box, you realize that it's very simple, but it's very powerful.
You have two things I do want to mention, too. You work closely with Dr. Beth Wingard, who's a neonatologist at First Health. Is that correct?
Yes.
And she is partnering with you in spearheading this event, or I guess she has helped guide you all on the program itself?
So she's been one of the leaders in finding a safe sleep initiative
Okay.
in the community.
Okay.
But yes, First Health is working with us closely.
Okay. The other question I have is, with all the influx of military families to Moore County and all the young moms and the young children, does a junior league isolate or reach out to that demographic as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. A lot of our membership is active military spouses.
Right.
And, women who join the junior league also find a network of like-minded women.
There's also, you bring up something, there's a network in play at the junior league that goes beyond the junior league and helps people who are maybe new to the community to get networked.
Yes.
It's a social networking organization as well.
Again, like-minded women who want to give back into the community, who want to make a difference, who, are new to the community, transferring in from other junior leagues. So the Association of Junior Leagues International is our parent organization.
Okay.
There are 292 junior leagues in the U.S., Great Britain, and Mexico. So to transfer in between leagues is an opportunity which, like you said, makes you feel like a welcome member of the community.
Cynthia David, lots of information here. People can go onto the website, jlmcnc.org,
Yes.
to read more about it. But more importantly, get out next week at Springfest, look for the booth, Junior League, and learn more about what the Junior League can offer you.
Absolutely.
And there's one other, for the baby box, jmlcbabybox@gmail.com is the email. If people want to get some information, they can go right to that email address.
I think it's jlmcbabybox@gmail.com.
Thank you.
But you can also reach out through our Facebook page. We're very active on Facebook. You'll see all kinds of our fun events on Facebook as well.
I'm liking you tonight. I'm going right on and liking you tonight.
Great. Thank you so much.
Cynthia David, thanks for joining us. We wish you luck. Enjoy Springfest next week.
Thanks. Hope to see you out there.
Thank you all. We'll be back in the next set. Welcome back to the second set. Dorothy, April is a busy month.
A very busy month.
Junior League, I did not know about baby boxes.
Well, you don't have kids, so why would you know about baby boxes?
Well, you're right, but I just didn't know it was a thing.
It is a thing. It's a great thing.
It's a great thing. There are a couple of things going on in April. Obviously, Springfest is next weekend. But we are going to be speaking this set with Jan Minoff, all about the Women of the Pines, and it's an organization I've not had a chance to speak to in the last 9 years.
Really?
No.
You missed somebody.
Well,
wow.
There's so many groups we've had on, organizations that work with nonprofits and partner and team up with each other. That's one of the great things about living in Moore County. There's a great spirit of volunteerism and also of helping others. And people team up, so it's a great partnership. Jan, Women of the Pines, I'm familiar with it, but I'm not as familiar with it as I should be. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good today.
You're having an annual rummage sale next Saturday, the 28th, at 8 a.m. to noon, over at the Old West End Gymnasium on Highway 211. But before we even talk about the rummage sale, tell me a little bit about Women of the Pines.
Well, actually, Women of Pines has been around quite a while. It started in the early 1970s here in Pinehurst. It was started by two women, and their mission was to raise funds to help people in need in the area. They contributed money to the Pinehurst and the West End fire departments at the beginning, and then that kind of expanded out to other nonprofits that are in the area.
Right.
Over the years, they've changed some of the fundraisers that they do, but that's basically the whole mission of the Women of the Pines, is to have several fundraisers throughout the year and then provide those funds to different organizations, other nonprofits in Moore County in the area. So currently, well, as of last year, they distributed close to $20,000 between these 18 to 19 different organizations that they supported. So each year we're trying to, add a little bit more funds to the pot and support those organizations.
How do you pick the organizations that you support?
We look at what they do and who they support. Most of the ones here support families, children, schools, scholarships, things like that.
I'm looking at a flyer that you've done, and many of the organizations that you support have been on the show in the past: Communities and Schools, Meals on Wheels, Moore County Parks and Rec. I see the Pinecrest High School Music Department. We've had lots of shows where we try to help support the arts in Moore County schools.
Yes.
Page Memorial, Friend to Friend, Backpack Pals, Linden Lodge Foundation, the Carolina Philharmonic Toys for Tots, Project Santa. It's an impressive group of nonprofits, and everybody is looking to raise money, so you add another layer to their own individual fundraising efforts.
Yes, absolutely. And not only we do these fundraisers, but we have speakers come in to our monthly meetings.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are from these nonprofits, and they tell us about what they are doing and how they're supporting the community. And we might even bring additional items to support them. Like, for example, we might bring school supplies that day to that meeting and donate to that project. Or we might bring, we might have a little teeny mini raffle that we do that day, and we actually give those funds to that project that's the speaker for that day.
Yeah. Tell me about the upcoming event. It's next Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon.
Absolutely. One day, or one half of the day, we're there all week setting up. It's a big project, as you know, because it's filled with lots of good treasures in the old gym, the Old West Gym. So we'll be there Monday through Thursday setting up. So we encourage any donations to come in right at that time. Mm-hmm. And then the actual rummage sale starts that morning, 8 a.m. We do have a bake sale that's in conjunction with that. Mm-hmm. So come on out and see what treasures you can find.
You know, this time of the year, it's not unusual to go out in your car early on a Saturday morning in Moore County, and you're driving on a neighborhood street. All of a sudden, you see 20 cars, and you go, "What's going on?" And it's 7:30 in the morning. It's an estate sale, or it's some sort of a sale where people are going in and looking for a bargain, and that's the type of thing that you're going to be doing. Except it's not going to be at someone's house; it's just going to be at the Old West End Gymnasium.
Absolutely. And it's a nice venue because it's big enough that you can walk around and you can see everything at once.
Yeah. Some of the things you're going to have: clothing, accessories. You're going to have curtains, linens, rugs, jewelry, collectibles, sports, exercise equipment, luggage, small furniture, or small furnishing items, small appliances, but not computers or TVs.
No, we can't accept the large TVs anymore. Mm-hmm.
And small Christmas trees.
Right.
Or small Christmas items.
Yes.
Not trees.
Yes. Not the very big, large
right.
trees are too hard to handle, I think.
So, in the past, how many years have you done this rummage sale? Well,
looking back in our history, the early women in the 1970s did do a rummage sale twice a year on a little bit smaller scale, it looks like.
Right.
But this has been going on since the 70s.
Yeah. And Women of the Pines is a 501c.
Yes.
So you are a charitable organization.
Yes, we are. Mm-hmm.
How does somebody get involved with Women in the Pines?
Well, most of all, if they're interested in doing this type of work, they talk to one of the members that are currently in Women of the Pines, and they would bring them to a meeting and mm-hmm. let them experience what we do and see if that's something they would like to participate in. Mm-hmm. And then after they've been to 3 meetings, if they would like to join, they're welcome to do that.
Mm-hmm. How many members do you have?
Currently, we have about 100.
Do you really?
Uh-huh. And in the history, as I was reading in the early history, they had to limit their numbers because they were doing it in homes. So not everybody can have 100 people in their home. So they limited their membership to about 48. Yeah. But over the last few years, we've grown, and so our meetings are now not in individual homes or in a banquet room that can handle this amount of people.
Wow. How did you get involved with them yourself?
A friend of mine was involved, and I like doing this type of thing, and it's a great way to meet women and also to work together doing a project, and that's how you get to know somebody better, and it's a little bit, a lot of fun that way. So I had done some of those things before I moved here, so I enjoy that type of thing. So
I asked you before the show, I said, where are you from? And I didn't think North Carolina, but how did you get to Moore County?
Well, I grew up in North Carolina, so I've always known about the Pinehurst area, but I grew up in Concord, which is near the western part of the state. Moved away for quite a few years, and then always knew that we wanted to come back to this area. But we were looking around in Chapel Hill and Charlotte and Raleigh, kind of those areas. Mm-hmm. Had a friend that was living here, and she said, "You've got to come to Pinehurst." And my husband and I are golfers, so we were like, "Well, okay, we'll do that." So we came to visit, and we went, "Okay, we know where we're coming. We know where we're going to move in a few years." So
how long have you lived here?
2 years.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So
Just 2 years.
within 2 years, you've got yourself involved and enrolled, so to speak.
Yes.
Your husband's retired. You're both retired.
I'm retired. He's getting ready to retire.
What did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
Well, for many years, I worked for IBM, and then I stayed home for a few years with children, and then I went back my last few years and worked at our local YMCA.
Yeah, they say that you have to hang around with your kids during adolescence, and you just have to throw everything else away
you do.
for a couple of years. But then you can start again,
That's exactly what I did.
and you have permission to do so.
Right.
So the event is this coming Saturday, April the 28th, from 8 a.m. to noon, which Dorothy will still give people a chance to go to the rummage sale.
Yes, it will.
And then check out Springfest in
Yep.
Southern Pines right afterwards, and make it a day.
Yep.
Donations will be accepted until Thursday, the 26th of April at 3 p.m. for the following. So people can get in touch with you and bring items over to the gym. Is that how that works?
Yes, the easiest way is just to bring them out to the gym because that's where we're going to be all next week. If you do need help, give us a call and we can come pick them up for you. But we will be setting up from Monday through Thursday.
And who should they call? Where should they call?
They could give me a call. Again, it's Jan Minoff, and my number is 847-274-1728.
Okay. Wish you the best of luck. It's all for a good cause.
Yes, thank you so much.
And you're going to do the antithesis of what spring cleaning is, because now people are going to start stockpiling stuff, right?
That's true.
The Women of the Pines is having their annual rummage sale Saturday, April 28th at 8 a.m. to noon at the Old West End Gymnasium on Highway 211. It's going to benefit a lot of charities in Moore County, and I hope there's a good turnout. I hope the weather behaves and makes it a very successful event.
Great. Thanks, Bill.
Jan, thanks for coming and joining us. Dorothy, we'll come back in the third set. We're talking about April happenings. This is All Things Moore County. Welcome back to our third and final set of All Things Moore County. Dorothy, next weekend's going to be a busy weekend.
Very busy, and it's been busy in here.
Yeah, it's busy in here. It's busy here today. There's a lot going on in April.
Yes.
Everything is in full swing, and since we're really now into the spring season,
Very much so.
people are starting to get out more. And my third guest has a business that is very compelling for a lot of people here. It's called Pinehurst Concierge Services. That doesn't mean they only work in Pinehurst. They work all over Moore County. And the idea of a concierge service, I think of a high-end hotel.
Yep.
Somebody walks in, they're too busy, they need 3 or 4 things sent to their room or stuff ordered for them. And
Yeah.
they're just too important, right?
Yes.
But the demographics in Moore County are such that we have a lot of different generations here that sometimes have requirements that they can't always maybe attend to. And our guest, Becky Gomes, started Pinehurst Concierge Services, I guess maybe with that in mind. But Becky, good morning, and thanks for coming and joining us.
Good morning. Thank you. It's really nice to be here today.
I've seen a lot of your ads on social media. Tell us about Pinehurst Concierge Services. What was the inspiration for starting it, and what are the things that you're doing to address some of the needs of the citizens of Moore County?
Well, it's pretty exciting because there's a multiple of things that have been requested from my service. I worked at First Health of the Carolinas for 10 years.
Okay.
And as a 40-hour professional, I always thought that it would be very convenient to have a lot of little things taken care of. And I've been able to recently leave. So when I started this service, I thought it would simply be like shopping and transporting people to the doctors, but I've received so many phone calls for picking up pet medications, delivering seamstress alterations to local shops, working with some lawyers and doctors. I'm offering to do their auto services while they play golf on the weekends.
That's huge.
That is a convenience. Some of the veterinarians would like me to go to the airport and pick up time-sensitive samples that they need for breeding purposes.
Right.
I haven't targeted the builders and architects yet, but I'm also thinking that they may want delivery for documents. I have same-day courier service. And, of course, there still is shopping. I will pick up groceries and bring them to people's homes.
You do house sitting, too?
I will do house sitting and project management while people are away. There's some folks in my neighborhood that live in Canada, and I oversee their landscaping crew, make sure it's done, make sure their house is very safe and up to par.
So describe the age group of, is there a caricature of the age group of the people that you work with?
Most of the interest has been middle-aged people, professionals that are working, and there have been some elderly who need services basically because they can't drive any longer.
Right.
But some of the younger people also may need a ride to physical therapy because temporarily they can't drive.
Right.
Moms would be a good choice too.
So how does your business model differ, let's say, from aging outreach?
It's more personal.
Okay.
I've wanted to be the extended family that a lot of folks don't have here. I want them to have someone they can trust, the same person that will take care of their need every time. I know myself, because my children are in the northern states, there's been some
Dorothy,
situations.
she says they're in the northern states like that was punishment. They're in the northern states. I'm sorry.
It's been hard without family sometimes when you need a helping hand.
Yeah. What about the young professionals or the moms who have 3 kids? They have a full-time job. They're running around. There's not enough time in the day. I have brokers in my office who have 3 kids each. They're trying to be in the real estate business. Their husbands are deployed. They're always out of breath, and they're always looking at their watch. I don't know how they do it.
It's very difficult. I know I lived through that when mine were younger. I'll gladly do what they need to have done.
Yeah.
Any to-do list is a convenience. For them to spend time with their children on the weekends instead of having to run errands, it's money well spent.
Yeah, it really is. So people, and you have a lot of very impressive flyers. You charge by the hour, by the job. How do you set that up with each client? It depends on the client?
It depends on their needs, and I found that very difficult. I am pretty much the media specialist and the web designer and the flyer. I do all that. So when I reached that point where the cost came into play, it was kind of difficult. I need to talk with the people and understand what it is that they need. So it's not carved in stone. Usually it is by the hour, and it would be $25 for the hour or $15 for a minimum of 30 minutes. But of course, if it's an airport run, that would be a higher price. And if it were, I do tend to help people when I can. I did actually do transport for a senior this week to Carolina I that really couldn't pay to be brought there.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't do that all the time, but I
Have
try
you
to help.
have you started to connect with some of either the assisted living facilities in the area or some of the retirement communities where they have an HOA, where you could get a whole audience opened up to some of the services that you do? I think of Pinehurst Trace, just off the top of my head.
Yes, they were very receptive.
Okay.
They have displayed my material. Some of the other facilities do have their own transportation. However, they're private residents that like the convenience of having the same person and the personalized care, individual attention, and they will use my service and also refer me to other friends, which is really nice.
I was I was taken. We were speaking with Jan Minoff in the last set about the rummage sale they're having on the 28th of April, and you guys got to meet. And you heard her, and one of the things you said was, gee, you know, I might be able to offer some services to help pick things up. And there was a light that went off in her head. So I guess that some of the job descriptions that you have evolve, and they just sort of happen. It's not just what you've said, but other things could come up that you could do and fill the gap.
It's very true. Even the equestrian community, because I'm very much into horses, they practice so hard for those shows, doing the service of dropping off their blankets, picking up their tack from the cabin branch. Lots of things like that are a huge convenience.
Last night, I called a friend of mine who's a consumer, not a geek, but he's wrapped up in a lot of things where he can get detailed information, and I'm sometimes a big picture person. So I was looking at this vehicle, and I called him. I said, could you go do me a favor and research it and tell me if it's a good price? And I was running from appointment to appointment, and I didn't have the time to do it. And he said, sure, I'll be glad to. And boom, 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 and I got the information. It occurs to me sometimes that time is the most valuable thing that we have. And yes, it costs money to have support, but it frees you up to do other things. And there's a huge value to that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely, especially if your profession requires that you need to be there and you don't have the time to go and do these things, or it's more cost effective for you to have someone do it for you.
Yeah. You're a veteran-owned business as well?
We are a veteran-owned business.
Okay.
My partner still works full-time,
Okay.
but he will, when he retires shortly in a year and a half, be right alongside me.
Okay. People can go onto your website, pinehurstconcierge.com, and they can call you directly at 910-683-0555. You almost sound like you could be a cook, and somebody comes in the kitchen and says, you know, I've seen your menu, but I want to order something special. And can you do this or can you do that? And I have a feeling that you can probably figure out a way to get to yes. Right?
Yes, it's true.
And it's true, isn't it?
It is true.
Rebecca Gomes, Pinehurst Concierge Services. Go online and take a look at it. And a very interesting concept. And I love the name. And that word concierge draws up a lot of visuals for a lot of people. It's a cute name.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck. And people can go to your Facebook page as well?
Yes.
Okay. So there are two different places they can find you.
Yes, I usually try to post things that are local to our area on my
Okay.
Facebook page.
All right. For all the people who are going to go to Springfest today and need some help with other errands which are not going to get done, give Rebecca a call. Everybody have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you.